it's kind of cool. I'm not sure that this technology is really going to go very much farther than it has, because we've got kiosks at most drugstores now that you can just pull the card out and put them into those kiosks and order your pictures if you don't feel comfortable, moving them to the computer. Whether or not this technology continues in the future, it'll be interesting to see, but that is what that symbol means. It's PIC bridge compliant. Now, one of the things that a lot of people struggle with, especially with the point and shoot cameras, is the shutter lag. You've heard me say a couple times tonight, when you push your shutter down halfway, that's kind of like telling your camera, wake up. It's time to start focusing in and making all these calibrations and calculations to take the picture. Now, on a bright sunny day with a really clear subject, it takes no time for your camera to do that. But on a lower light day, on a rainy day, in a gymnasium, your camera may not respond right away. So what happens is, especially if it's a lower light situation, it's getting towards dusk in the evening, your camera is looking for something contrasty to focus on, and you may hear your camera go, I hear my camera do that, I think, oh no, it's looking for something to focus on. And again, this is a picture of my dog. I wanted to capture her in the dog park, and she was gone before we got the picture. So if you're in that situation, what you can do is pre-focus it, and it's going to take some practice. So what you do is, let's say in this case I wanted to capture my dog. I missed her this time, but this dog I know really well, and if there's a mud puddle, she'll be back into it. And there was a mud puddle, and I know she loves to run in circles, so I can be fairly certain that the dog will be back around again. So what I can do is, while she's doing her circle, is I can pre-focus my camera. I point my camera at an area that I can focus on. So I see her running through here. What I could do is point my camera at the stick so that it could focus on the stick. Now it's focused on the stick, and what I do is I keep my finger halfway down on that shutter release and reframe the picture. So I'm using my LCD screen to reframe the picture and figure out, where she's going to come running through. Let's say you're at the basketball game. You could, focus in on one of those lines on the basketball court and reframe and expect those basketball players to come back down across the court at some point. As long as you still have your finger halfway down on that shutter, you've locked everything in, and you can just hold that there until you're ready to take the picture. And then when she comes back around, in my case, as she's going through the frame, I just have to push my shutter down the rest of the way, and it will respond instantly. You fight that shutter lag by pre-focusing. It will take a little practice, so practice makes perfect, and luckily for us, we've got lots of virtual film that we can practice on. If you don't like the picture, you can always delete it. So those are the automatic settings on your camera. But, lots of times it's fun to break out and have a little fling. So this next section is about breaking up with auto.